As a science major, modules 1, 3, and 6 were able to help me shape my knowledge and help me see the relevance of these topics if I were to apply them in real life. The first topic that helped me specifically this term was Module 1, which focuses on mathematics in nature and arts. The concept of fractal patterns helped me perceive a creative characteristic of what I study on my zoology laboratory class. I have also planned to apply this observation to my final group work in art, since we were assigned to create a proposed artwork that is related to our field of study. Since one of our topics is art murals in a pediatric ward, I would be able to make a painting that is related to a baby's fingerprint, since this shows a self-similarity pattern. Moreover, Module 3, which focuses on mathematics and finance, enhanced my knowledge regarding the function of stocks, shares, and etc. When I either plan to build my own hospital or plan to apply for a membership in a hospital, I could already start making smart choices that will either help my hospital thrive in a way where I can attract more healthcare workers or investors that would invest in my hospital. Moving over to Module 6, this helped me become fond of social game theory. This is because when I choose to run for the student government or any political parties related to my college, then I would already have a background knowledge on how and what voting method the system will use. Through this, I can improve my strategy and focus on how to attain and attract votes. The range of difficulty with all the topics that have been tackled in this course was very manageable due to the informative lectures and numerous activities that are constantly given. Overall, I would describe my experience in this course as realistic, manageable, and challenging.
Mathematics and finance, specifically stocks, graph, shortest path, and decision-making theory are the topics that I really enjoyed. Although game theory was hard for me in mathematics and finance as well. I use shortest path in my driving because even though I use Google Maps, I still use it to find if I don't use Google Maps, if I'm going to somewhere near. I use mathematics and finance because I am very interested in stocks. Decision making is important for me because sometimes we get arguments what will we watch on TV and where to eat in the mall most of the time. If I am to summarize my experience this course, it would be interesting, difficult, and first. Why first? Because my first mathematics class in the La Salle University.
I chose language, finances, and decision sciences on this reflection. So for the language, I can apply logic and reasoning when hypothesizing for a certain problem or conducting a research. For finances, it can help me manage my budget when I have my own clinic. And for decision sciences, it would help me in choosing the best medication that the patient needs in case there are a lot of options for the specific illness or disease that the patient has. The topics for the course was really helpful because it gave me a lot of insights on how I should deal with in a certain situation. And I had a hard time learning finances, but other than that, nothing else. 3 words would be challenging, fun, and useful.
I think in the field of science and research, large amount of capital is needed, and borrowing of money is likely involved. So I can apply the concepts I have learned from the module about mathematics and finance by being able to compute how much will the debt increase through time and how a debt can be repaid through periodic payments. Then within the group I belong to, I can also apply the different types of voting under social choice theory in making major decisions. Lastly, I could also use the concepts about making arguments, as I believe that in this field, one should know how to create arguments that are valid and reasons that are not contradicting to each other, so that the intended audience will be able to understand them. I find learning the concepts discussed in this course really interesting. Well, there are some topics that I find quite difficult, especially under the module about consumer mathematics, as it involves different kinds of problems that one should really be careful of, like investments, debts, payments, stocks, and bonds. Eye-opening, challenging, and rewarding.